Hi, I'm Robin,
And I'm Miss Amy.
and this video is about preschool on home days at Gloria Deo Academy. Miss Amy is our Dean of Lower Grammar, and she's here to speak into and give a little bit of advice on what home days should look like at the preschool age levels. So, first question is, what is expected of our parents and co-teachers on the home days at the preschool grade levels?
So our home days on the preschool level look a bit different than they do starting in kinder.
Okay.
And so I'll speak to maybe that difference. So
Right.
in pre-K on home days, our pre-K students do not have what we call the expected work or a lesson plan that they print and follow for the day.
So nothing required,
Exactly.
nothing mandatory.
Nothing mandatory, no have-tos. However, our pre-K teachers are going to encourage that those parents stay engaged with their little ones during this day at home, whether it's through games and books and puzzles and outings and just being aware of your surroundings. They will send perhaps some optional activities,
Okay.
some handouts, some flyers, some crafts, some different things that they can utilize at home. We like to keep things low prep and low to no cost.
All good for the mom.
That's right. Super easy. And so you'd be amazed at what you can find around your house to integrate into a home day lesson. And so we just ask that they stay engaged with their little ones that way.
Now, you mentioned some of the things that the teacher will send home. So there is an opportunity for supplemental work, kind of to engage your student that's provided by the teacher. What are some examples of those kind of pre-K packets that we call?
Yep. So at the very beginning of the year, they'll be given their first pre-K packet, which might deal with just basic colors and shapes. They're usually packets that have multiple pages, and so they can work at them at their own pace. They can work at them voluntarily or optional. They can do it or not do it, but we always built in the incentive of a treasure box treat.
There's no deadline on it.
No deadline.
However, to build that positive association with learning, if they do complete their learning on home days, they get to go to the treasure box.
That's right. And so it's a win-win. So they get to bring back their homework and that's recognized and praised, and they receive a treasure box treat. So we built in that incentive, and there will be occasional what we call home project activities. That would be a family-based project. For example, around Christmas time, our K3s build and decorate a gingerbread man cookie
Yes.
on paper. Our PreK-4s might disguise a turkey, or they have a Dr. Seuss project that they do in the spring. So there will be, again, not required, but definitely high engagement and high involvement. The kiddos are going to want to do it. They'll need some parent help as well. So there'll be some designated assigned projects that they're available to them.
And those are great opportunities for just like fun involvement as a family. And
That's
I
right.
know I've been on the gingerbread one. I make copies at home because my preschooler is going to want to do it, but so is my kinder student and my second grader, and so we all
You want a whole tray of cookies.
we all decorate a paper gingerbread man, and it just becomes one of our family
That's right.
activities.
And that's our
it's a lot of
hope,
fun.
is that it builds the family rapport together and becomes just a great involvement family engagement time.
Okay, so why do we start at the pre-K level just with partnering with parents in this collaborative model school? Gloria Deo is a collaborative model, especially in the grammar school, where the students are in class 2 days a week and they're at home the other 2 days, still doing learning those other 2 days at home. Why do we partner with parents at the preschool level?
So we think it's really important, even at the preschool level at age 3 and 4, that these parents are getting introduced and accustomed to our collaborative model. They are just learning, and we are rallying around them for the family component of that day. It's just a great introduction, even in terms of executive functioning skills for these little 3s and 4s. They'll have a daily take-home folder that's required to take home and bring back each day.
Okay.
Laundering their nap, getting their school supplies and their backpacks ready.
So we're building that accountability for both the student and the parent or co-teacher
That's right.
in the relationship of back and forth to school.
That's right. And just building that communication, that rapport with the family and the school, even at 3 and 4, even though there aren't required activities or assignments and there aren't have-tos, it's just a great head start on the collaborative component of GDA.
Yeah, I find even introducing my preschoolers to this concept, this idea of that in our home as a family, we do school at home on those 2 days. And it creates this culture in our home that we learn in our family and we do school together. And as that's already built, it makes it easier long term down the road.
Sure.
When there are have tos and the kinder and first grade.
Sure. And especially for families that do have older children that are required to do that, it's amazing how those little 3s and 4s are going to want to come up to the table and join their siblings in some of their work. And that's a great time to utilize those optional activities to keep the little one busy at the table while they're co-teaching their older students. And for families that don't have older children and say their 3 or their 4-year-old is their oldest, we still encourage those families to find a little niche in their home that will become their home day area, or to carve time out of their day that is home day school time. And that
Even if it's just 20 minutes. Or
doing a puzzle, reading a book, playing with flashcards, magnetic letters, a sensory tray, anything.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets both the student and the parents ready for what's to come in kinder.
You're just going ahead and starting to block some of that time for the relationship between parent and student in terms of learning.
That's right.
And the learning at home. Okay. So you talked a lot about how this is not required. The home day work, there is no have-tos or pressure put on our parents or our students. So what about the students, those littles who just aren't interested? They're like, no thanks, I'm good. And mom's trying, and the kid's kind of just not there yet, and maybe maturity, but you can speak to some of those things.
Sure. And I think that's really important to be able to take your child where they are and what they're ready for, and then build and accommodate around that. I think parents will find it surprising that when you have a reluctant child that doesn't want to come to the table to do anything, or is reluctant to do what we would call work, that you can take anything as far as even a nature walk, or creating a puzzle together, or ordering number cards together. The things that you might already be doing at home and considering that playtime, that's what we want that to be.
Yeah.
We want
catching grasshoppers.
That's right. Exactly. Going on a bug hunt, that you can take even just the most simplest of things and turn that into a learning experience, and putting it into an environment in which they are engaged and they are excited and readily able to participate.
Yeah. But one of the things I'm hearing from you too is that we never want to put our littles in a position where they are frustrated, they are upset either with themselves or the work. And so if a student is attempting one of their packets, one of their supplemental packets, and they're having a lot of frustrations with themselves, if they're struggling with the fine motor skills.
Sure.
How would you encourage parents in that situation?
I would say step away.
Yeah,
Say,
take a step back.
Take a step back, put it away for the day, put it away for the week if you need to. We certainly don't want to push those little ones to that frustration level so early on. And so that's the beauty in some ways, that these things are optional. They are not required. They're encouraged, of course, but that's really important that those parents can take their own child and reach them at the level and the ability at where they are. There are no grades in pre-K.
No gotcha. There's no test at the end or anything like that. But there is some assessment. So if you do want feedback, what is provided for parents?
That's right. So our pre-K teachers will do quarterly assessments. And so we'll assess them on their alphabet letter recognition, their spell to write and read sounds, their math concepts, big, broad number skills. And so there are no grades and no end of the year report card, but parents will be well informed of their child's progress. So
just good communication.
Good communication. We're taking those little ones where they are. We're pushing them as hard and as much as we can until the end.
Okay.
And by 2 years in our pre-K program, they will leave PreK-4 ready for kinder.
Okay. And so I love that our preschool program is all about creating a positive association with learning, both at home and in the classroom, and all the fun experiences they're going to have, and how we grow those positive experiences in relationship between our students and our parents.
And I want to add one thing. That's exactly right. And what I think our pre-K parents come to find is as much fun as their little one is having, the parents have as much fun as well.
Oh, they do. Yeah. It is definitely a lot of fun, and there's a lot of support there from our pre-K teachers.
That's right.
So if you have questions about home days for preschool and what that can look like, what that can entail, if you want to be more engaged, where can they go?
Our parents are encouraged and invited to reach out to their classroom teachers.
Okay.
They can contact them via email. And once the school begins, the school year starts, they'll have daily communication through their folders. And so our teachers are a wealth of resource for things to do at home to help support the collaborative nature.
Great. Thanks so much. All right. Well, that's all we have for this video. Thanks for watching.